Not everyone needs an Ivy League education, and I would recommend that nobody that wants a future, if you're really super smart, if you're smart enough to get in there, you should never walk through those doors. Steve Jobs didn't, Bill Gates didn't, I didn't. Most people I know that are really successful never went that way. They put you in a box.
Tricky thing about talking about the issue is that, like we said earlier, things are so polarized and politicized that people will immediately wonder what it is you're against if you start talking about what it is you're for. And so
I'm for individualism.
Sure, but take what we just saw. A lot of people will look at that and go, well, oh, there it is. Mike's against a college education. I'm not against a college education.
No.
I'm against debt. That was the only four-letter word in my family that was strictly, right? And so, you know, Ethan, you're the guy on the board there who does some great work. He tells the story pretty well. It's, you know, we got 3 million jobs that for whatever reason people don't seem to want. You have over $1 trillion in student loans right now. And guess what? We're holding the note on some of that. And you've got over a 7% unemployment rate and a labor participation rate over 60%. We're lending money we don't have to kids who will never be able to pay it back to train them for jobs that no longer exist. That's crazy, right? So that's what we've been doing for the last 40 years. That poster that I was talking about, it was hanging in my guidance counselor's office, Mr. Dunbar, who in 1979 told me with a straight face that my future was either at James Madison or the University of Maryland, neither of which I could afford. More to the point, I didn't know what I wanted to do. So I said, I've got a plan for a community college. At $28 a credit, I can afford to be wrong, and I'm going to go sort it out. And that's when he points to the poster and says, Mike, which one of these guys do you want to be?
Oh, my gosh.
Right? So here's the thing. That college needed a PR campaign in the mid-'70s. It did. We needed more people to actively use their brain. But like all PR campaigns, it went too far. And we started promoting college at the expense of all those vocations I mentioned that my grandpop did.
Right.
And suddenly those things become vocational consolation prizes.
Vocational school is almost like school for the retarded. You know what I mean?
We don't, Mr. Beck, we really don't think
no,
you
I know
have what
that.
it takes to make it here.
Yeah,
but
we could put you in the
this.
special school.
Yes, here, can you put the glass onto it?
Right.
Good.
That's crazy. I have a farm up in the Mountain West, and these people are the hardest working people. They're the most honest, decent, smartest. They could fix Washington. You send them in there, they'll fix it.
Sure.
And they don't. They stand there all the time. I'm up there, and they'll stand up. One of the other farmers will come up, and he'll be like, "What the hell is wrong with everybody?" I mean, they're smarter than the people who go to these institutions, and we need people to go to colleges, but not everybody needs that.
It's not about this is good or this is bad. It's about when did it make sense to say one size fits everybody?
Thank you.
It never, ever, ever made sense to do that, and yet we're still selling education the same way we sold it back when you and I were in high school.
Oh no, I think we are selling it 10 times harder than then, and I think even since the crash, we have doubled down on that. People are now being told, if you're in school, stay in school. Go get your doctorate. For what? For what?
Of the 3 million jobs currently available that companies are struggling to fill, what percentage would you guess require a 4-year degree? 12?
Wow.
Estimates between 8 and 12. 90% of the jobs that are available right now require skill. They don't require a diploma.
You don't get that in school.
Well, look, you're not buying an education. You're buying a diploma.
Right.
The education, look, Matt Damon said it in Good Will Hunting. One day you Harvard boys are going to figure out that 150 grand you spent is available at the Boston Public Library.
That's right.
Right? So, but that's not me saying don't go to college. I'm saying to start your life, 150 grand in the hole, 80 grand in the hole, with your art history major or your poli-sci or your Mideastern studies, and not be able to find work in that career. That's why you got $1 trillion in debt. These
Right.
kids can't find a job that they've been trained for, and the expectation is it should be waiting for me. It ain't.
It's not. All right, so tell me what we do. Tell me what macro micro is.
Micro macro is an idea that big giant ideas can only be solved by a